Hello, League City. Hello, Facebook friends. Monday, we've been doing our coronavirus updates every weekday. So I have two gentlemen joining me today, Tommy Arredondo and Jody Hooks from our Public Works Department. They look really serious because they are really serious guys. Okay,
We are
good.
serious.
Good. I got you guys to crack a little bit of a smile.
All business.
All
Yep.
business all the time. And we want to talk about that as it relates to city services and business. To really what we're going through right now. And let's start off with water. You guys are both involved heavily with water with the city of League City, water and wastewater. Tommy or Jody, let's start with you. I mean, we can't go to the grocery stores without people just loading their carts up with water. And what we were talking about earlier is that I think some people are, because we've never been through this before with an epidemic, but people are kind of thinking that hurricane mentality, grabbing as much water as possible and putting it in their cart. But the city's water supply is fine and safe.
You know, the city's water supply is fine. I mean, nationwide, the water infrastructure is probably the safest thing we have going, considering the worldwide issues that we have. The city's water is subject to federal and state requirements that are well above and beyond what bottled water is.
So
And,
actually, city water is actually, I was telling folks, is safer than bottled water in the sense when you look at the amount of tests it goes through and the amount of additives.
in regards to the regulation and testing, in my opinion, it absolutely is. Bottled water is convenient. The difference between a hurricane and what we're facing now is, during a hurricane, facilities can get knocked out of service, be it power loss or be it tidal surge.
Right.
And that's why it does make sense to get some bottled water and stock it up prior to a hurricane. But in this event, there's really nothing physical that's going to knock your water supply out. And then you have to understand that surface water treatment plants, they're always prioritized in all the utilities that keep it running, electricity, all the chemical supplies. They will always be prioritized to maintain the best treatment to keep our water safe and coming to the tap. So in my outings on the aisles for bottled water, I've had conversations in certain groups, and some was well receptive and some was not. But I would simply tell them, I said, y'all do understand that the water from your tap is perfectly fine. It's very safe, in some cases better than what's in the bottled water. But what people choose to drink is a personal choice, and that's fine.
Right.
But there's really no need to panic insofar as water supply. And if you have concerns about your tap water, there's also very inexpensive filtration systems that can maybe ease your mind and polish it out even further. But your tap water, I guarantee you, is safe, regulatory compliant. Mr. Arredondo oversees that operation and all the testing, and I'll let him speak a little bit about what he does
absolutely.
on a daily
Tell
basis.
us a little bit about the testing that the water undergoes, and then also what are you guys doing to keep your staff safe? Because obviously we want to make sure all the staff is there and working to make sure we're delivering water to our residents.
Right. So we'll begin with staff. Staff is daily cleaning down all our panels. That is a common area where people are making adjustments, touching screens.
Well, and I want to point out too, so much of this is electronic and technology.
Right.
When I've gone to the facility and watched the guys doing everything, it's all done on a touch screen pad. It's not literally physically opening pipes and
smart like your phones now. And so everything runs through a PLC, which is the brain of your facility, and it controls every aspect of that plant. Those areas are being cleaned down daily, and at the beginning of the shift and at the end of the shift. So that we've enhanced our sanitation process for the guys. That's merely for the guys. As far as regulatory compliance samples, we sample through the state about 100 samples that we have to submit across the city of League City to represent our distribution system, and we successfully do that every month. We continue to do that. We have no problems in adhering to all those compliance regulations right now.
Yeah, so we were talking about this earlier. Why do we think, and maybe it's because people just have that hurricane mentality, that people are just grabbing water off the shelves? Is it just not educated? What do you?
I think it's human nature, in every really significant issue we face, you know, potentially catastrophic issues, you got to have water. So that's the
Yeah.
first thing they grab.
Because in like a storm event, what
Right.
happens is the plant goes down because of weather, because it's flooded out, or
Right.
because something happens weather related. But this is different. This is we don't fear our plants, flooding or that kind of thing. So the chances of losing water are
Even in a hurricane, and we'll just speak historically,
Right.
we've been through a bunch of them. Really, the water treatment plants rarely go down. In Ike,
Yeah.
I think they had one hiccup, and it was power related. But since Ike, there was a lot of federal money mandated for backup systems and redundancy in these treatment and delivery systems. Since Ike, our water system has got backup generators.
well.
full-
I'm glad that you mentioned that.
full-
Even if the power
yeah.
goes out, you have backup generators.
Full service demand in all of our water distribution facilities. At the surface water treatment plants, they've improved things many times over in the water treatment arena. And then even if you go to Harvey, our system, we were able to maintain residual and pressure, which if you talk about water quality and safe water, them are the two key things.
yeah.
There's three things key to safe water. One is the physical treatment. The next thing is pressure, and then residual disinfectant, disinfectant residual. So Harvey, for instance, we didn't suffer pressure or residual problems, and neither did any of our supply plants. So the plants, the conveyance, the delivery system is very robust, very redundant
Yeah.
these days. But you're right, a hurricane, there is that potential of some weather catastrophic failure, and that's really what dictates the need,
The
or the
need to go-
smart need to have some bottled water
Right.
available.
And it's why we typically go do that with
Right.
everything when we go to the grocery store, when we give the word to get that kit ready. The other thing that's flying off the shelves is toilet paper. So I was just this weekend, and I actually was in need of toilet paper, believe it or not. I was not stockpiling. Went to the store, got there right when it came in, and resisted the urge. I grabbed one pack, what I needed, and that was it. So that's what we're encouraging,
You
folks.
get yelled at if you grab two.
You
no.
don't need. Yeah, exactly. Somebody might have grabbed it out of my hands, right? Keep telling people, just get enough for what you need for the week. The grocery stores are going to still stay open, so don't be buying 2 to 3 of those huge packs. Resist the urge, especially for those that are coming to the store. I saw a lot of elderly folks still at the store this weekend coming in. Make it readily available to them who need it. Resist that urge. The other thing, resist the urge, was another thing flying off the shelves, those flushable wipes.
Right.
But here's
They're not
they're not flushable. Even if it says flushable on it, don't flush them. Educate us, because a lot of folks are, well, I got these flushable wipes. I don't need toilet paper. Oh, or I got the baby wipes. People are buying baby wipes
Right.
like they're flushable wipes, like it's toilet paper almost.
right.
Wipes are it's a big issue in the world of wastewater treatment. Now, I'm going to open up with the relevance of wastewater treatment for those who
Okay.
don't understand. We talked about the life essential need of water, which is so important to all of us. We have to have it, but at least in a pinch, you can put it in a container and deliver it. Wastewater treatment is a different story. I mean, you're pretty much committed to your sanitary sewer system that lies underground of our great city, and the treatment plants that really do the work of taking that water and bringing it up to a treatment level that's conducive to putting back into our receiving streams. In League City's case, that would be Clear Creek. So the relevance of wastewater treatment is incredible. During this time, the wipes, what happens is, even though it says flushable, and it really shouldn't say flushable, and there's some work with the manufacturers to try to get that changed right
Yeah.
now, is that there's a lot of things that are flushable that we just simply don't flush down our sanitary sewer system. What happens is, because it doesn't, it's not soluble like toilet paper, and it doesn't degrade and disintegrate. It stays in one and has a heavy density, so it goes to someplace in the sewer system and either creates a blockage in the sanitary sewer lines, or it works its way to a lift station, or even all the way to the treatment plant, and it gets into pumps and starts creating pump failures, line blockages, and things that can disrupt sewer service. So what does that mean to y'all? Well, imagine waking up one night in the manhole, and y'all have seen this because it does happen on occasion. We call them sewer system overflows. Imagine waking up and right in your front of your house is a manhole, and you have sewage
Yeah, nobody wants
spilling
that.
out on the ground. We
Nobody
have all
wants
these
that.
issues about coronavirus. The last thing we want is raw sewage
Yeah.
on the ground. Well, we do a great job in controlling that. It does happen, but the last thing we want to do is to continue to disregard the flushable wipes and putting them in the sewer system, because it very well could be a blockage causing that, or a pump failure that was ultimately caused by the flushable wipes as
So
well.
toilet paper only, guys, in flushing down the toilet. Just toilet paper. Resist the urge. Same thing for paper towels. They're thicker, so don't put
Oh,
those.
yeah.
No paper towels, and no wipes. Even if it says flushable wipes, please do not. Particularly baby wipes. They are not flushable.
Right.
Do not. We're still collecting trash, so put that stuff in the trash bin.
Another big thing, because we're going to have a lot of people at homes. I mean, the percentage of people at home
Yeah.
cooking and
Oh,
trying to
good point.
make our way through
Good
this.
point.
Pouring grease, and it's going to be tough. But where do I want to put this grease?
Yeah.
Try your best to put it in a container. Set it aside where you can properly dispose it. Hopefully,
I always
in
save my
your
spaghetti.
trash.
I have a 4 or 5
Right.
spaghetti sauce
Right.
containers,
Pickle
and that's where all
jars,
my
spaghetti
pickle
sauce.
jars.
But,
I think we all use those.
But grease, that's another thing that can create issues in the sanitary sewer pipes and the wastewater treatment plant.
There's a
and
name
it-
for that. It's called
yeah.
I
fog.
believe
Fats,
Yeah.
oils, and
Yeah,
greases.
yeah.
Fog. There you go.
Exactly,
Fog.
exactly.
Okay.
The other thing is, we're all going to be putting a multitude of disinfectants and cleaners. Most of them they're sanitary sewer safe to a certain degree, but please be cautious. Don't put things that do not belong or not household compliant, and that could be toxic to the wastewater treatment plant,
Yeah.
because the treatment plant is a biological process.
That's
And
right.
I guarantee you, if we're all going to be home fighting through this issue we're all facing together, we want the wastewater treatment plant to function
Yeah.
correctly. So everybody, please do your part. It's equally as important as our water system. And the fact, the last thing we need is health, public safety and health issues, waterborne stuff related to
No,
sewage
no.
versus just the coronavirus.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
keep that in mind as you flush your toilet.
And speaking of water, we wanted to point out that we have suspended late penalties, as also water service shutoffs during this time. Water, said before, elixir of life. We've got to have water flowing to keep sanitary, to be able to wash dishes and take showers and baths and all of that. So we will not be disconnecting service for non-payment. We will be suspending late payments. Also, if you know someone that has had their water shut off for non-payment, please call utility billing. We have financial assistance available for folks that have had their water shut off because they could not pay. You need water right now, like we said, to keep things sanitary. Washing hands in hot water while singing the happy birthday song is literally like one of the key things that is stopping the spread of this virus. So we want everyone to have working, functioning water. And if you had it shut off for non-payment, we're going to work with you with that. Had a question that came in, Tommy. How is COVID-19 affecting water supply? I think we kind of already answered that,
Sure.
but really, as far as supply, I don't want to say we have an endless supply, but
we don't have an endless supply, but we have an abundance of
Yeah.
ground storage tanks, elevated storage tanks. So we don't see any effects of the COVID as far as it pertains to the water supply. We're able to meet the demands of the neighborhood communities all right now with no problem. We don't see any pressure dips or spikes or incoming flow issues. So everything seems to be operating as normal right now.
as normal.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about. Go ahead.
If I could add, because I read, so I had that same question insofar as its resistance to chlorine, and what I read is that it's the COVID virus is actually very susceptible to chlorine, and that our regulatory chlorine residuals or disinfectant levels are more than adequate to kill the virus within the water system. So that's a very good thing
Good.
as well in
That's
regards to
positive,
water.
Absolutely.
It ensures that the water is very, very safe coming from your tap.
So we also want to talk about precautions that are being taken in general for the Public Works Department. You guys, I like to say, are really the heart and soul when it comes to customer service for the city. I mean, water, wastewater, traffic. I mean, really. City services that we have to deliver to our residents as part of city government, it really falls in the hands of you two guys. Really, you guys have both worked here for a very long time. How many years?
I'm going on 17 this May.
33.
33. These guys have been with the city a long time. They know what they're doing. They are dedicated to customer service and dedicated to making sure that our staff are safe and that we are keeping functioning services up and running. What are you guys doing as far as maybe making some changes right now in light of what's going on?
Let me begin by saying me and Tommy are key, but we're a member
Yeah.
of a 135 member team, and
You're so humble,
there's a
Jody.
bunch of us out there
Yeah.
that our goal and our directive right now is to maintain business, maintain our services. We have I met with senior staff today, and we have I have various scenarios of staffing levels, all for the main goal of providing essential city services to however far we go into this COVID deal. We're going to be here on guard and on point to maintain city service. What we consider key essential services in regard for public works is water, wastewater, fleet services, because fleet services are going to keep PD, FD, and
That's right.
EMS on the streets, and us as well. And then traffic safety, and then we'll have a streets and drainage heavy equipment crew, and maybe a couple other support staff to kind of all work together to keep things going during these times of need. So we think we'll have all the services covered. We're really thinking, the hurricane aspect. We've rode that rodeo and crossed that bridge
it's not
many
our
times.
first rodeo
We
with
feel
that. We've got
confident,
it.
but
This is
in
different.
all honesty, this is new to all of us,
Yeah.
and we face new things every day, even insofar as segregating some of our key thinkers to make sure that we keep distances and so we don't have one person take out a whole group of shot callers or knowledge-based parts of our operation. So there's a lot of forethought, a lot of steps. We have scenarios after scenario, and every day we're meeting and thinking, all in the best effort to maintain services for the citizens and the city. So,
And a lot of folks are like, yes, I know we're not social distancing here, but keep in mind, right afterwards, we wash our hands and we are covering ourselves. Actually,
Right.
before as well,
Yep.
covering ourselves with hand sanitizer and other things as well. Because we are doing a lot of social distancing in the city as far as meetings, and kind of like you said, separating key divisions and key players. So if there is something that happens and someone tests positive and needs to be quarantines, we don't have all of our staff out. It's that staggering and isolating in different shifts, which is key, because we have to keep functioning no matter what. Police, fire, EMS, water, wastewater, streets. Communications is still going to be here as well.
Right.
We have a plan and have gone through who stays home,
If-
who works remotely.
If I could, I'll take a minute and make another point, just because this is a great stage to do it. But one thing we think of in terms of first responders, just for the people who don't know, I think it was a presidential declaration by George H. Bush in 2003, I believe, that made public works into many groups of medical providers that were categorized us as first responders too. And so keep that in mind as y'all see us out and about during these times. I mean, we all understand the relevance and police department, fire department, EMS. Some guys are highly trained with specialized skills. We don't think we're them. We don't think we need a badge to be a first responder. I'm just saying this for public works to get the proper recognition in every city.
Absolutely.
That during a hurricane or during in any catastrophic type of event, Public Works is always out there front line with the great guys in police department and fire department, EMS.
People need to realize that. I know,
Yeah.
obviously, first responders, we all associate them with an emergency out and about, whether it's hurricane, weather, or what's going on now. But so is Public Works. All of you guys
Yes,
are working
absolutely.
around the clock, and when we do have weather events, I can call somebody at 1 in the morning, and somebody's going to answer the phone because they're out on the streets, monitoring
there.
the
We're
weather.
there,
You
and
guys
we-
are there
Yeah.
all the time, and we
And-
appreciate that.
Thank you very much. Harvey was really a great experience because it was the first time that we worked really cohesively and just face to face every day with the police department, and we've always done it and it's always went well, but Harvey was kind of a new
Yeah,
new door
kinda,
for us,
yeah.
and we're not them. We don't claim to be, but we're there with them, and I think
Yeah.
that's what the public works first responder recognition brings, and that's all it's about.
Right.
Well, thank you guys for joining me today. I know, very serious, but thank you for cracking a smile with me today
No
as
problem.
as well, because we have to have a little levity to get through this every
Right.
day when you're working with each other, 12, 14 hours a day, day in and day out. Super important what you guys are doing, keeping services going no matter what, and we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you as well, League City, for watching. I know so many of you are at home with the kids. Hang in there, keep washing those hands, keep sanitizing, keep social distancing, and keep supporting our local restaurants through takeout and delivery services. I'll see you again next time, League City. Take care.